Welcome back to the Midnight Who Show, and tonight I'm going to be reviewing Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 5. Seriously, Insomniac Games, you nailed this sequel, and wow, some of the stuff that was in this game, I truly cannot believe it. It was so good. I felt that the story was really enjoyable, and to me, the perfect length. Getting to play as both Spider-Men was a true blast. Each had their own set of powers that led way to some unique ways to beat the bad guys. I also think it did a really good job at showing how much Miles and Peter trying to have a normal day-to-day life keeps getting kind of interrupted by spider responsibilities. Also, this game had some great bad guys in Kraven and Venom, and boy, they definitely presented some really big challenges for our heroes. And wow, one thing I gotta say about this game is just the pure scope of it. There's so many more locations to visit now as the map is even bigger than the previous games, and we get to go to some amazing locations, including Coney Island, which was a great level, by the way. And we just have so much more to do with now two Spider-Men, and that is so amazing. Seriously, playing as both Peter and Miles in this game is so awesome, and it was really fun to kind of switch between them, and I really like how there's certain missions that can be played by either of them, and some that are exclusively to one spider person. Some of these side missions, we'll talk about them. I did enjoy them. This game has a lot of villains for Peter and Miles to fight, from, of course, Kraven to Venom, but there's a lot more in between. And I gotta start off with a big fight of this game, which was Sandman. Great start to the game, and I really enjoyed how Peter was just trying to start his career as now a teacher at Brooklyn Visions Academy, and that kind of gets interrupted by this fight. Great start to the game. And poor Peter, yeah, he gets fired. Poor Peter. I did enjoy all these boss fights. They were really fun. But for me, sometimes they did get a little repetitive, with the three different phases. But in some cases, like the lizard fight, I liked it how it was, yes, repetitive, but it did take us to a lot more locations. So that was really good. Now, Kraven is kind of the first half villain of the game. And the big boss fight with him was amazing. We get to really see how much the symbiote suit truly changed Peter by this point, as he is really close to breaking the hero's code, and Miles has to stop him. And wow, that was a fight I did not expect, but it was definitely a good choice though, because I really liked how it wasn't just a cutscene where Miles was trying to convince Peter to just tear off that suit. No, we actually got a fight, which was Miles telling Peter what is at stake if he doesn't get the suit off of him, and that was a phenomenal choice by Insomniac Games, and I did really enjoy that we, as the player, got to control Peter ripping off the symbiote suit. Whew, that was amazing. Now, Venom is kind of the later half villain of this game, but we get to see how when you truly embrace the symbiote, it can truly change the host, and we get to see that in Harry. And they are actually, basically, they defeat Kraven. They completely get him. And we really get to see how much Venom is final form and how it really is a destroyer. Now, one thing I gotta say is I did not expect Scream to show up. That was a great another symbiote for Peter to fight. But I love the twist that it was actually an infected MJ. And that made it a lot more of a personal fight. And we get to really have them have couples counseling with the symbiote MJ, and that was a great fight. And boy, you just really see how much the symbiote brings up what you're kind of bottling inside of you, and I think the game does that really well. Now, the final fight with, of course, Venom was really well done, and I really liked how Peter trying to save Harry at all costs, and I really liked how it does switch between Peter and Miles, and also uses MJ in there. I thought they were all three really well used. Now, one of my least favorite parts of the first couple of games is, of course, the stealth missions. I find them a little bit boring and a little tedious at times. But I gotta say, in this game, with MJ, it wasn't too bad. Especially with as she's trying to infiltrate a hunter base to get, of course, Dr. Connors out. It was actually pretty good, and I actually kind of enjoyed it. Kraven wants to hunt all the villains in New York. Venom's goal is to heal the world, but he needs, of course, Peter. And I really enjoyed how Venom was a very personal villain for Peter, because Peter knows what the suit does to a person now that he worn it, and it's his best friend Harry, and he has to try to save him at all cost. It's such a great kind of villain for Peter to face. And I really enjoyed that we got to play as Venom. That was so cool as he's just tearing up Oscorp. That was amazing, and I really enjoyed the pure destruction that Venom brought. And I really wish we got to play as Venom a little bit more. Maybe make a Venom game. That would be amazing. One of my goals with this game was to take my time with it. I've waited so long for the sequel, I didn't want to go through it too quickly. So I kind of blended the main story with all the side missions. And I think that's the best way to play this game. And actually, I really enjoyed the side missions in this game a lot more. Unidentified targets, I thought was really clever to introduce the chameleon. And I cannot wait to see how this unfolds in the future. But I gotta say, at the beginning, I did have a lot of challenge trying to capture those little drones. I kept getting out of this, slipstream a lot. And I lost track of them. My personal favorite side mission involves Howard and his pigeons. Such an emotional one that really shows the true character of Spider-Man. He's not just about stopping the bad guys. He's there to help his fellow New Yorkers. And it really shows in this one. As he's there to just help Howard get his pigeons a little bit out of the city and explore a little bit more. And I just loved it. He just can glide with Peter and with the pigeons all around. It was so good. And unfortunately, yes, Howard passes on, but at least he's at peace, knowing that Spider-Man helped him get his pigeons a little bit more free. I want to end this review with talking about some glitches in this game. And I didn't have too many. This was actually a pretty smooth playthrough for me. But of course, one of the big ones that I dealt with was at the beginning, and the audio was out of sync. But a simple, reset to the beginning fixed it. So that was good. I also ran into a problem where I accidentally swung and phased into a building. Did not expect that. It was kind of caught me off guard a bit. Again, just, reset to the last checkpoint. At least I wasn't doing too much at that point in the game. So that was nice. It only crashed once, actually, now that I think about it. So, yeah, this is pretty good. Overall, what a phenomenal sequel from Insomniac Games. They truly outdid themselves. And I can't wait for future games. I'm so excited. And this game just has some amazing visuals and storylines, and it really shows the true power of the PlayStation 5. What do you guys think of this game? Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.